Namaskaram everyone, this is Vishwaksen and welcome to Vaka Talks, where we talk about mental health and emotional well-being and various kinds of relationships. I want to do a small series on the different languages of love or different styles of love. When I first read about the different languages of love, all I could think of was Krishna's Raasleela. And when I went through and read about Raasleela again after reading about languages of love, I realized the Raasleela is basically expressing the different languages of love. There are activities, there are small gifts, there's a lot of appreciation, there is a lot of support, there is intellectual exchange, there is everything that happens in the Raasleela was actually expressions of different languages of love. So there are two major misconceptions that are very popular when it comes to Raasleela. The first misconception is that everyone other than Krishna is a young woman, a young girl, a maiden. And the second misconception is it is a lustful activity. So these misconceptions throw a very negative light onto the Raasleela, which it is not, and it is seen as something lustful, which it is not. They were both men and women of all ages taking part in the Raasleela, and it is just an expression of love. There's a lot of love going around. It is a very, very authentic relationship. There is, when it is experiencing the presence of Krishna, who is the embodiment of love itself, and you forget everything because you are experiencing this pleasure, you are experiencing this contentment, you are experiencing this bliss while you are in the presence of Krishna. And all activities that are happening in Raasleela never takes away anyone's individuality. Together they give rise to this beautiful entity while not losing their individuality. Nowhere in Raasleela do anyone lose their individuality, their own recognition of self. They create this beautiful entity where it is blissful for everyone involved. So what are different languages of love? Acts of service there in Raasleela. When when there is someone who's tired of dancing, or who's tired of running on playing around, immediately there is Krishna who is massaging their feet. Or there is someone feels hungry, there is Krishna who is feeding them. There is, or there are people who are feeding Krishna, who wants to see them as their child. They want to feed Krishna, so they feed him. There are gifts exchanged. They make flower garlands. They pluck different beautiful flowers and tie them up into garlands or flower crowns and put it on Krishna. Or he puts garlands onto other people. He puts a crown on top of Radharani's head. There is intellectual exchange that happens. There's a lot of gopis who compose poetry and recite them, and there's a lot of appreciation that goes around. There's a lot of recitals that happen. There's a lot of musical performances There's a lot of games that they play. They play a lot of board games. They play Ludo. They play Snakes and Ladders. They play a lot of games. So in all these activities, each one each one has their own Krishna. Each or and sometimes there is one Krishna, and they split into different groups, uh, Krishna's side and Radha's side, and then they compete against each other. These groups again regroup into smaller groups. Each of them have going and enjoying their own small activities, and at every point there is accountability, there is authenticity. And when Krishna is late for any of the appointments of the Raasleela, they refuse him any entry. You are late, you cannot enter now, there's no one here, we are not going to wait for you for so long. You forgot uh, about this appointment, so we are not going to entertain you. And when there is uh, when there is grief, they forget about all the grief in their lives. Whatever things the love they did were not experiencing in their own lives, they experience in Raasleela, because each of their languages of love is expressed. There are activities that they partake in. There is quality time. There is just sitting and enjoying each other's presence and not having any specific scheduled activities. There is storytelling, there is narration, there is musical performances, there is instrumental performances, there's vocal performances, there's art. There are people who's interested in drawing and painting, so Krishna poses for them and let them paint him. There are people uh, who decorate different objects. They want to do rangoli, and Krishna sits with them and does rangoli and paints in the rangoli. And the, there are people who wants to do various things, and all of those things are allowed to be enjoyed in the presence of Krishna in Ras Leela. So I believe is Raasleela is basically an expression of all these languages of love, where people people feel seen, people feel loved, uh, people are appreciated and made to feel special. And there is a Krishna for each of these gopis, and sometimes there is one Krishna and one Radha, and everyone else is an audience. So there are different roles Krishna and Radharani take in Raasleela, where uh, that caters to each of the gopis and help them experience this amazing feeling of contentment. And any healthy relationship, it needs to talk about the languages of love, and what makes their partner, what makes the other person feel seen, what makes the other person feel like they are important to them, what makes the other person feel that they are a part of this relationship, and what makes their relationship beautiful is catering to each other's languages of love, rather than insisting that their way is the only way. In Ras Leela, all these languages of love are catered to. All of them are free to express their love the way they want and receive love the way that they recognize as love. So, in a healthy relationship, it is a beautiful entity where people come together and create something that is very, very beautiful, while not losing their individual self into it. A lot of people say, yes, it's like when you love someone, you should be willing to forgive a lot of things, and you should lose yourself in the love to experience love. But that is not true. You need to have your own sense of self. You need to be able to recognize your own self as an individual, while also having an identity in this beautiful relationship. You don't have to lose out on your individuality to be in love, to be a part of a loving relationship. So this is what I feel Raasleela is all about. And in this series, we'll talk about each different style of love, on different languages of love, and let's explore these languages. Let's recognize that different languages of love exist, and let's ask our partners, let's ask people in our lives, not just be our romantic partners. It can be the kids, it can be friends, it can be parents, it can be cousins. Everyone has their own languages of love, and there are there are many ways to show to appreciate people in their language of love, while being while keeping the relationship platonic. It is not necessary that love does not necessarily mean that it has to be romantic love. These languages of love are not limited to romantic relationships. These languages of love are universal. And for a person to feel special, for a person to feel seen, for a person to feel as if they are in a meaningful relationship, these languages of love are important. The languages that they speak in is the way through which we need to express the love, so that they recognize that they are in a loving relationship. If you like my content, please hit the like button and share your experiences in the comment section below. You can talk about your love languages. There are many there. It's not limited to the the most popular 7. There are many. You have your own personal language of love. Please share in the comment section if you're comfortable. Please share my video with people you feel would benefit from my content. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get a notification whenever I post a new video. Thank you.